XRP Ripple might be on the cusp of acquiring Circle USDC, and in this video, guys, I want to break down exactly what that means for you. If you hold XRP, what is this all about? What does it matter? We're going to break it down in this video because I actually have consulted a very, very special friend of mine. He is no other than artificial intelligence Grok, and we're going to talk about it in this video. So Grok actually has some pretty interesting insights about why USDC is actually really important to acquire for Ripple. You know, what would be the benefits? How is it going to make money out of this? And ultimately, how does that flow back to you as an XRP holder? So guys, if you want some of the best analysis for XRP, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's talk about it in today's video. So very exciting stuff. So you can see right here, one of the big things that's been floating around is Ripple XRP acquiring USDC, and you can actually see John Deeden's come out with a new statement saying $10 billion deal, not crazy. So originally there was potentially a deal. So earlier reports pointed to a $5 billion offer from Ripple. That number now appears to be just the starting point. Sources say that the company has now increased the offer up to $20 billion. Though no deal has been confirmed, discussions are reportedly still active with serious back and forth happening between the two sides. And on top of that, there is also an IPO plan for Circle, and the company filed its S1 with the SEC on April the 1st, aiming to list on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker CRCL. And they are targeting actually a $4 to $5 billion valuation, which is roughly in line with Ripple's initial offer. So wow, oh wow, that is interesting. So the big news out of this is, you know, if you're XRP holder right now, this is going to go two ways. So Ripple is going to acquire potentially USDC. If that happens, you're going to get the benefits of Circle, which we'll talk about coming up soon. But also there's another option. So if this actually doesn't go through, it does look like this will be a public company. So if you're in the US and you have access to the US stock market, it actually means you can buy into Circle company as a company. Okay, so not a crypto, as a company. And remember the difference between crypto and companies is with companies, what happens is you get access to all the public data, right? So they have to provide written reports. Where's the money going? What's getting spent? You know, what are the debt levels? How much profits are getting made? What are the executives getting paid? In crypto, you don't actually get that. So, you know, that's interesting. So that is something just to keep in the back of your mind. So it's going to pivot two ways coming up in the future. But having said that, so why does Ripple, why does Brad Garlinghouse, why does he want to acquire USDC? What is the benefit of this? Because one thing to understand is there is actually a lot of benefits to acquire USDC. So we do know, look, Ripple's got its own one, RLUSDC. It's grown to a market cap of 317 billion, but this is really about growing market share. This is about, you know, getting more of these benefits, and there are actually ways Ripple, the company, can make money, and this can actually get pushed back to XRP holders in terms of the strength and increasing the demand for the utility of the crypto. So if you have a look right here, how does USDC Circle company make money? So I've asked Grok this question, and there's actually quite a lot of ways. So they actually get interest on reserves. So Circle holds USDC reserves in cash and short-term US treasuries. They earn interest on these assets. So that is pretty cool. So there is a lot of money making happening in the background. This is probably why Tether makes so much money. So if you've heard of USDT, this is how they make money, guys. Similar deal. Transaction fees as well. So Circle charges fees for certain USDC transactions like minting, redeeming, or transferring USDC through their platforms. Enterprise services as well. So Circle provides blockchain-based financial services to businesses such as payment processing, custody solutions, infrastructure for integrating USDC into apps or platforms. These services often come with subscription or usage-based fees, cross-chain and network fees as well, stablecoin as a service as well, partnerships and integrations. And this is probably one of the most important ones. So I want to highlight this. And it does say right here, Circle collaborates with financial institutions, fintech, and crypto platforms, e.g. Visa, e.g. Coinbase, to integrate USDC. These partnerships may include revenue sharing agreements or service fees. And I have to say, guys, right there, that is really exciting. So I do think one of the benefits is obviously it's going to make more and more profits for XRP Ripple, but also it's going to open up the network. It's going to open up the partnerships. It's going to open up the integration. So these are already pre-existing in the market. and XRP Ripple is going to, potentially acquire this. So there is a huge amount of what I like to call synergy within the market. So if XRP Ripple gets this is going to be huge for XRP holders because, again, at the end of the day, what Brad Garlinghouse really needs to be doing with XRP, the crypto, is he needs to be pushing as much utility demand, and definitely by getting USDC, definitely by acquiring Circle, this could be one way to increase Ripple's market share, increase Ripple's influence, and ultimately he needs to drive it home to holders. So I believe there's a lot of people in the XRP army. At the end of the day, you got to reward the army. You reward the army through increases in prices in XRP over the long term. The more utility adoption, the higher the price for XRP, and that's ultimately the play for XRP. So it is a utility crypto, and I actually really like this. So I do like the fact that Ripple is getting in the waters. It is trying to acquire up assets, and is trying to get as big as it possibly can. So again, this is going to be, infrastructure, payment processor plan. This is going to be cross-border transactions. And, once they get this, can they start to really go for the big play? And the big play for XRP Ripple, you guys know it. We've mentioned it here before on the channel. It's what happens to the central banks. So if somehow XRP does get embedded with the central banks, maybe the Federal Reserve, maybe the European Central Bank, right? And it actually does facilitate those payments between borders, and its technology is superior. There's demand for the XRP crypto. That's where you're going to get the crazy price rush for XRP. And I have to say, look, this stuff, it's like Rome. It's not built in a day. It's going to take time to get there. And I do think it's one of the forces at play right now for XRP Ripple. So huge case. I do think it is going to be beneficial if Ripple does land this. And they're the benefits really that are up for grabs. So there is a ton of benefits to really get out of this. And I think it's going to be exciting, guys. And that's a big XRP update. The price is holding on pretty well. And from a macro point of view as well, so just to influence the crypto market, there's a ton of things to watch out for next week. And we'll stay up to date. So I want to roll out some more XRP videos. If you guys want to see more XRP videos, make sure to like this video. So it's a signal you guys do enjoy it. I think we got 5 likes last time on the video. So we'll try and bump it up to 10. And look, if there's continued interest in these videos and you guys enjoy it, we will continue to cover XRP right here. And you can see Young Pistachio. Shout out to you, Young Pistachio, right there, bullish on XRP, and hoping your bags are going well right now, and hoping XRP goes to the moon. And guys, watch out for all these scam comments as well. So in crypto, you guys know these little codes, they're all scams. Just ignore them, and they just crop up. So you try and block them, and they just all kind of repeat and get back up again. But that is a huge update. If you've got questions, drop them in the comment section below. If you guys enjoy the updates, let me know. Continue them. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. XRP to the moon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Crypto Zeus signing out.